and welcome to Hereby Nature. Today I'm going over Psalm 95, 4 through 5 in the English Standard Version, which reads, "In his hands are the depths of the earth. The heights of the mountains are his also. The sea is his, for he made it, and his hands formed the dry land." The first key takeaway is God's sovereignty over all creation. Everything from the lowest valley to the highest peak is held securely in God's hands. This reminds us that nothing in creation is outside his authority or control. And the journal prompts or devotionals for this key takeaway are: what areas of my life do I forget are in God's hands? And how can I surrender them to his sovereignty? How does recognizing God's authority over all creation change the way I view my daily struggles? Where in nature do I clearly see God's hand at work? And how does it inspire awe in me? The second key takeaway for this verse is God's hands are a place of security. If the vastness of earth and sea rest in his hand, then my life does as well. His hand is not only powerful, but also protective, offering safety in an uncertain world. And the journal prompts for the second key takeaway are: when have I experienced God's hand of protection in my life, even in small ways? How do I remind myself of God's security when I feel shaken or fearful? In what ways can I trust God's hand more fully with the unknowns of my future? The third key takeaway is God's hands as creator and sustainer. The earth and all that is in it were formed by his hands, not only created, but continues to sustain life, holding everything together with care and intention. The journal prompts for the third key takeaway are: how does reflecting on God as both creator and sustainer deepen my faith in him? In what ways do I see God's sustaining hand in the ordinary rhythms of my life? How can I express gratitude for being held in the same hands that shaped the mountains and seas? So for the personal reflection for today, I'm going over second key takeaways, second question, which is: how do I remind myself of God's security when I feel shaken or fearful? Now, for me, I have a playlist, and I think I'll actually link it down below. It's a YouTube music playlist, but I've also converted it into Spotify for a friend. And yeah, that's really it. I have this playlist. It has like over 7 hours, I think Spotify said, of music on it. It's over like 100 and some odd songs. Yeah, and I'll just like play it on random. And I was even telling my friend this earlier that I made the Spotify version for. Like, it may seem silly to people that don't believe, but I'll have it on random. And like, even earlier today, there's one song that I recently added to it, Left It in the River by, I think it's Jamie McDonald. And I'm like super jamming to that song right now. And oh my gosh, it's just so good, especially because I recently got baptized. I don't know if I mentioned that in last week's video, but last week, as of this going up, I got baptized. Yay! And yeah, it was super cool. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, just that song, I was like, man, I really want to listen to it. But I was in the middle of doing something. I was washing the dishes. So my hands were like all soapy and I didn't want to mess with my phone. And anyway, like after a couple songs, that song came on and I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you, God, basically. Like it's very minor, but like I needed that extra push to finish the dishes, as silly as it seems. And yeah, that's one of the more like comical examples, because it's one that I can remember. It literally just happened to me like maybe an hour, 2 hours ago. I don't know how long I've been outside, but I've been chilling under a little teepee that I made, doodling. Not really doodling. I was really more like doom scrolling, but yeah. I guess the short of it is music really is like, and of course I've mentioned nature before as like one way that I feel God communicates with me, but yeah, really whenever I'm like in my head about something, I'll play that playlist, and sometimes like skip a couple songs just to get it like fully randomized. In my mind it makes sense. But I'll skip a couple songs and then I'll listen to like whatever that next song is. And a lot of times it's something that like I needed to hear at that moment. Again, it's out of like 7 hours worth of stuff. So like, I don't know. Sounds silly, but yeah, I'll have that link down below for you guys. If you want to give it a try, give it a listen. Yeah, maybe it can help you whenever you're feeling shaken or fearful or whatever emotion. I've started to add a couple more like mainstream, I guess. I guess they're all mainstream. I don't know. After being out of connection with God for like over a decade, I don't really know what songs are like in vogue, the songs that are like on the radio, basically. But yeah, hopefully you heard whatever it is that you needed to hear today. And until next week, friends, I'll see you then and have a blessed one.